You hear me?
Yeah. No.
Okay. Well, welcome this afternoon. We have two guests who will be speaking today. First up, we'll have Alan Quist, and he will be talking about the candidate's proposal to involve the lives of seniors. And then after that, we have the Ombudsman, Sandra Neubauer, who will be here to talk about residents' right to vote, which is the resident right of the year.
Yes.
So help me welcome Alan Quist.
Thank you, Leah.
We're glad to have you.
Thank you. And you can hear me okay? And how are you, Laura? Fine. It is good to see you. When I come here, which I've done quite a few times, I usually know somebody. And hello, Rudy. I have to say hello to some of my good friends. It is so good to see you. And Laura, it's so good to see you. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm a longtime friend of Laura and Rudy, and my name is Alan Quist, Q-U-I-S-T. I was a teacher for quite a few years at Bethany College with my colleague, Rudy Hunzi. And I want to mention Rudy grew up very close to where my son-in-law, Bill Rigg, lives in Iowa, Starville, Iowa, right across the back fence. And I'm trying to remember who I talked with who had seen you, I think at Peace Lutheran Church, maybe my daughter, Katie. Maybe. Very, very good. I need to mention, if you need to know the batting average of any baseball player in the last 50 years, talk to Rudy Hunzi, and he will tell you, and I'm not exaggerating. He has, I don't know if Rudy forgets anything, but if he has, he's forgotten more than I ever knew. Pardon?
More than you ever learned.
More than I ever learned.
I'm Catholic, and I've been Catholic longer than you've been Lutheran.
I bet you have. So,
I'm 90 years old.
So I'm a candidate for Congress, and that's the U.S. office, the federal office for southern Minnesota, and that runs all the way from the Wisconsin border to the Dakota border, and then it includes Blue Earth County and includes Nicola County, and goes both ways. And one of the big reasons that I'm here, my dear wife Julie will pass out some brochures before I leave, is that unfortunately the federal government is spending way more money than it is bringing in. And I think you probably know this. And it's like a family that's making $36,000 and spending $54,000. And so we can't keep spending money we don't have. And our ability to help senior citizens as well as everybody else is put at risk when we keep spending money that we don't have. And so I'm one of these people who believes that we need to get business rolling again so we have some more income. And right now there are some pretty major barriers that are preventing businesses from being able to expand. A lot of regulations we don't need. But then we're also spending money in places where we can't afford to spend it. And I will just mention, let me mention one of my favorites, because I knew Rudy would get a kick out of this. Up in northern Minnesota, the federal government is building greenhouses out in the peat bogs and spending $50 million, all right? Now imagine how far $50 million might go here, all right? Spending $50 million to study the effects of climate change on peat bogs. And so you've got these greenhouses being built out in the swamps. I want you to know I personally own a couple swamps. And I don't build greenhouses in the swamps because we have better places to use our money. So what I believe we need to do is stop wasting our money so we can balance the budget and we can meet all of our commitments. And that includes commitments to our senior citizens, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and all our commitments. But if we keep spending money we don't have, the day is coming when we're going to run out of money. And we're basically out of money now and we're living on a credit card. And the credit card line is pretty well maxed out. We're like kids, Congress is like a kid with a credit card, and eventually you run out of money. So anyway, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here instead of in my combine, because we have to get control of our finances. So just one last thing. When you vote for somebody for Congress, and I would encourage you to vote for Alan Quist, real easy to remember, only 5 letters. You're really hiring somebody to be a good manager of our resources. And that's why I'm here, because I'm able to be a good manager of our resources so that we can meet our commitments. And I'm one of these people who believes in meeting our commitments, and I will never depart from that. We have a commitment, we meet it. So, any of you want to ask me any questions on anything? I'd be happy to answer any if you want. Otherwise, I wish you all well. And yes.
You are to vote, and it is your privilege to vote.
Yes.
And I don't know where we vote here.
Okay. Well, there are people here they'll help you. So.
Because I lived in Mankato for many years.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Julie, why don't you pass out some of the flyers? Anything else? But let me mention too. I run a farm out by St. Peter, and so I make my living. I know what work is. Anybody? I grew up in a dairy farm. Anybody who grows up in a dairy farm knows what work is. Yes. Question.
The greenhouses, who's behind that?
Well, the politicians at the federal government level are behind it.
Why?
Well, I'll tell you what I think, but you ask me why, I can tell you what, but when you ask me why, I'll tell you what I think is the why, and that is there are people who think that carbon dioxide is going to wreck the world and we're all going to, the globe is coming to an end. And so when I see a study set up to deal with climate change and peat bogs, then I think it's a political agenda. I will say this, not one of us here is going to benefit from a study of peat bogs. It's just not going to happen. I'm not going to benefit, Laura isn't going to benefit, Rudy isn't going to benefit. So I think it's politics in the bad sense.
Now, are you saying P-E-A-T or P-E-A?
P-E-A-T, peat.
Peat.
Yeah, peat, like marsh, like walk and sink.
Okay.
I don't do this anymore, but I used to hunt ducks when I was younger, and you walk out in the marsh, and you better have high boots on because you start sinking. And it's out in we call them sloughs back home.
Yeah.
So it's out in the slough. So just imagine greenhouses out in the sloughs. They are being built right now, $50 million worth. And I think that money would be better used here.
Thank you.
Okay. I think yes, Rudy?
Romney did quite well in that debate, I thought.
Yes, he did.
Isn't a partner too?
Yeah. Yep, I think so. The gentleman
I'm quite
from,
impressed with the partner.
yes. Yeah, Paul Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul, yeah. I think Romney and Ryan have a lot of stature, a lot of integrity.
you think the picture of him as a rather wealthy man is sort of harming him, or is that?
I don't know, but, you know, Romney is a very successful man. And I think we need somebody that has been in private business to be a good manager.
Very successful.
Very successful. But, you know, you put somebody in charge of the entire country, I think you want a good manager.
Yes.
And that's, and you know, speaking for myself, that's why I am here, because I am known as a good manager. And I don't do things for political reasons. I think we have to manage our money wisely, or we aren't going to have any left. I'm going to take one more question, and I think I'll probably outwarm my welcome. Yes?
I lived in the city until I was married in Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
And then we moved out, I married a farmer,
Mm-hmm. Good for you.
and we did very well.
Good. Farmers make wonderful husbands, by the way.
I'll second that.
Well, any man can be a good husband.
Absolutely. You don't have to be a farmer to be a good husband. I agree.
No, we moved to Minneapolis after we farmed for quite a few years,
Okay.
and my husband drove the streetcar up there.
Oh my. Harder than driving a tractor. I wish you all well. Thank you for having me. And I better. My coach turns into a pumpkin after a while, and so before the horses turn back into mice, I probably should leave. Wish you well.
And I do believe in voting.
Thank you.